Living in America. There's nothing wrong.
And what are you going to say to your fans when they ask you some questions about it?
I'm going to say I feel good.
It sounds to me as though you're not troubled by any of this at all.
This is a man's world.
Get anything on you?
I'm at my house.
Okay. I don't know. Last name. What's your name?
Gervonta.
Gervonta. What?
Gervonta.
Gervonta is your first name?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one?
Help me! Ma'am, repeat the address. I need to send units to you. I need the address. Please help me! You gotta help me! Ma'am, what's the address? Please.
Hey, the little one inside.
You don't gotta ask me, Rob.
Wait a little bit for me. We'll take it from there.
Only weeks before his November 14th exhibition with Jake Paul in Miami, reports surfaced that Gervonta Davis had once again been detained, this time for allegedly attacking a woman. Another chapter added to a long list of offering controversies. And that's the crazy part. While the boxing world is buzzing for Jake versus Tank, his name is back in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Right after news broke, Jake Paul wasted no time jumping online to pour fuel on the fire. He called Tank a clown, saying, "Any man who puts his hands on a woman is a clown." Jake knows exactly what he's doing, turning a criminal headline into fight promotion. He wants the world to see Tank not just as a fighter, but as a man losing control outside the ring. And now, with fight night around the corner, that personal jab hits harder. This kind of talk draws attention, but it also traps Tank. If he wins, he silences critics. If he loses, the story becomes, he's a problem inside and outside the ring. Jake Paul is playing chess. He's using Tank's drama to fuel his own spotlight. Now, everyone's waiting to see, does Tank stay quiet, or does he fire back and make this war even bigger? Then, Conor Ben joined the conversation. But unlike Jake, he wasn't chasing clicks. He spoke as a fighter who's simply tired of wasted talent. Ben didn't hold back, he called it what it is, a character issue, not a training problem.
Davis, somebody you've had some interaction with on social, what do you make of maybe the lack of discipline or arrest?
Lack of discipline? Lack of discipline, is that what you want to put it down to?
Yeah.
It's more than lack of discipline, It's vile. Do you know what I mean? I don't condone that at all in the slightest, so it's not got nothing to do with lack of discipline. It's got everything to do with moral compass. And for me, that's just, it ain't right.
After that, the internet flipped. It wasn't just Tank got arrested again. It became, how many chances does he get? Ben's comments stung because they came from another fighter, someone who understands the grind. And with fight week approaching, it made everything feel even messier. Instead of discussing strategy or conditioning, the headlines were about Tank's behavior. Other boxers began speaking up too, shifting the energy around him from hype to frustration. Now, Tank has to prove two things. That he's still elite in the ring and that he's not spiraling outside of it. Even people close to him started reacting to the story instead of the fight. Lamont Roach Jr., who last shared the ring with Tank, posted, "Hopefully Buddy ain't do that. I don't wish jail on nobody, but still, man, come on." Comments like that show just how fed up people are with Tank's name being tied to chaos. At some point, it stops being one mistake and starts looking like a pattern. Fans wanted to talk about Jake versus Tank, not court dates. Now they're asking, why can't one of the sport's most gifted fighters stay out of trouble? Devin Haney, when asked about it, took the high road. He refused to judge another fighter's personal life, a smart move.
I don't speak on that. I can't speak. I don't speak on nobody's business. Whatever they do at home, that ain't none of mine.
Haney knows how fast things spread online. One sentence out of context can turn into Haney attacks Tank, and he wasn't taking that bait. Still, no amount of silence can erase the cloud hovering over Tank. Every press conference, every interview, this arrest will follow him into fight week. At 29, this isn't the first time his name's been tied to legal trouble. In fact, it's the 6th. And in boxing, that kind of reputation sticks. Promoters remember. Networks remember. Opponents remember.
Gervonta Tank Davis did something awful again, and no, it wasn't scheduling another fight with Jake Paul. He beat a woman. Again, and once again, I'm not talking about Jake Paul. If you know Tank Davis, you know he has a lot of run-ins with the law. But this is actually a civil suit over a certain criminal case that was dropped earlier, and while everyone is innocent until proven guilty, this looks really bad for him. While all the details aren't out, we know for the details from the original case, which was basically a shut case with a lot of evidence that he did it. That, along with his prior incidents, innocent until proven guilty, but yeah. You know, if you do something like 6 times, people are gonna believe you did it the 7th.
Fans can forgive one bad headline, maybe 2, but 6? 6 makes people say, he'll never learn. And that's where the danger lies. It's not just about his image anymore, it's about his future. Now the storyline isn't Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. It's, can Tank stay out of jail long enough to fight? If this keeps up, sooner or later someone will pull the plug. That's why this situation hits harder than ever before. It's not just a scandal, it's a pattern. And with the Jake Paul fight just days away, nothing feels guaranteed. Whenever legal issues pop up this close to a date, promoters start asking, do we cancel?
So why is this coming up again? Well, now we talk about Jake Paul. There were a lot of theories that the reason the original charges got dropped, despite it being pretty clear that he was gonna get convicted, was he convinced her to stop pressing charges so that he can actually schedule this Jake Paul fight. Because it was announced the day after the charges were dropped. But the Jake Paul fight isn't for another week. So does this put this in jeopardy? No, probably not, because it's a civil lawsuit. But I don't know how keen Netflix is gonna be promoting a massive fight for tens of millions of people to see with one of the stars being on trial for something like that. So I'll let you know more as more details come out, but I don't think it's gonna get canceled, but it might. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
That kills momentum. 4 weeks, the buildup has been YouTuber versus knockout machine. Now the headline is, will Tank even show up? Broadcasters hate uncertainty. Promoters hate risk. And fans are getting tired of buying drama instead of fights. If this gets worse, the event could be postponed or even scrapped. That would be a massive loss for Tank, who is finally stepping back into mainstream spotlight. Jake, of course, will twist it to his advantage, painting Tank as undisciplined, scared, messy. Even if the fight happens, Tank walks in under a cloud, not a spotlight. Robert Garcia, one of boxing's most respected trainers, put it bluntly. Tank hasn't earned the right to take exhibition bouts like the legends did. He compared Tank to Ali and Mayweather, fighters who earned their exhibitions through legacy, not controversy. Right now, Tank looks more like a fighter chasing attention than greatness. Garcia's warning is clear. Ali and Floyd did it when they were untouchable. Tank's doing it while he's still in police reports. That's not just bad optics, it's bad business.
Paul versus Gervonta Davis.
Oh, I don't care. I don't think anyone cares, man. No one cares. No one cares.
And then KSI entered the chat. He used Tank's chaos to reignite his own rivalry with Jake Paul. This is what happens, he said, when you chase views instead of focus. It's perfect timing for KSI. If Jake versus Tank collapses, he slides right in. He knows the internet loves chaos, and he's ready to capitalize. Now you've got Tank's legal drama, Jake's trash talk, other boxers weighing in, and KSI circling like a shark. This isn't just a fight anymore, it's a full-blown circus. Abel Sanchez, meanwhile, offered a more grounded take. Sometimes a fight doesn't make sense for fans, but it makes sense for a fighter's pocket. And Tank is smart to cash in while his name's hot.
You know what, as a fight fan, I don't like the fight. But as a coach, I think it's a good move for Tank Davis. I mean, I think I've seen too many kids go out of this sport with not a cent in their pocket. And I think that if Tank Davis takes advantage of a big payday like that, I think it's a ridiculous fight as far as a fight fan. But as a coach, I understand it. You have to take care of your own.
Sanchez's point was simple. Plenty of great fighters left the sport broke. If Tank can get paid now, no one can blame him. But he also hinted at the deeper issue. Big money moves like this are for fighters who finished their story. Not ones still trying to write it. Doing this now, with legal trouble on his back, makes him look distracted. And if the fight collapses, no one will say bad timing. They'll say Tank wasn't serious. Still, Sanchez praised Tank's skills. A small, explosive fighter who knows how to handle bigger men. He reminded everyone, Jake Paul's size doesn't make him dangerous by default.
He's probably one of my favorite fighters. I think I've said that many a times. He fights in a manner where he's fought all those big guys. Look at the way he throws his punches. Look at how he ducks down like if he's fighting a real big guy. Look at the way he fought when he knocked out Garcia. Look at where he puts his head and how he throws his punches. In the street, that's who he was fighting. He was fighting bigger guys than him. He was always a smaller guy. So he knows how to fight those big guys. He knows how to duck up underneath and throw those looping shots because that's who he fought in the street. At least that's my opinion anyway. He's always been the little guy, and I'm sure that in the streets he wasn't a choir boy. I'm sure that he had his moments, and everybody was bigger than him. So he knows how to take care of himself. I don't think Jake Paul is a threat to him.
Tank's game is built on slipping, ducking low, and detonating power shots. That's why he's beaten bigger men before. But even Sanchez admitted if a much larger man lands clean, anyone can feel it. That's what makes the fight intriguing. Still, in his eyes, Tank is the more complete boxer. If both show up sharp, Jake shouldn't be the one walking out victorious. All this talk about size, YouTubers, exhibitions, it disappears the moment Tank lands the right hand. And he's right. The only thing that can ruin that is Tank himself.
If Tank connects with the right hand, he's putting him out.
Yeah.
Just like he did Garcia.
Jake still hasn't faced someone who hits like Tank. If this is a real fight, not a soft exhibition, the pro should dominate. But with all the outside drama, people are starting to doubt whether Tank can even focus long enough to prove it. Adeo Latipo jumped in next, trying to calm the noise. He said fans are getting carried away with fake purse numbers. That this isn't some Saudi-level payday, just a big check for both sides.
You guys going trick-or-treat tonight? I'm talking about you with kids, not y'all grown ass. We'll talk about y'all after I finish the intro. But y'all, so trick-or-treat is tonight? Man, I ain't got, on Friday night, you got to work with your kids? I'm telling y'all, man, I don't know, man. I think Chicago got it right, man. Trick-or-treat. Trick-or-treat should have his own day.
His point was, stop overhyping the money, or fans will question everything about the fight. Because when the figures look fake, the whole event starts to look fake. Then he shifted to a more important issue, Tank's career choices. If you're one of the best lightweights in the world, why are you taking an exhibition instead of chasing real legacy fights?
The joint. I could give it.
Free your mind, it's done, it's never me before the time to never say you believe it, say you believe it.
That shit was cold. Now y'all can kiss my ass.
We can achieve it, but a little bit wiser, baby. Put it on,
the condom.
Put it on, cause tonight,
that shit is the night. That shit was cold. Hold on, wait a minute. Before I continue, hold on.
There are massive matchups waiting, Shakur Stevenson, the top dogs at 135. So why a YouTuber? Latipo called it what it is, a detour. It makes Tank look like he's protecting the brand instead of chasing greatness. Fans want smoke, not side quests. If he keeps this up, people will say he wasted his prime. Then Latipo reminded everyone of the obvious, the size difference. He's seen both men up close. Jake at 6 feet 1 inch, Tank at 5 feet 4 inches. It's wild that boxing just shrugs and says, it's an event.
Listen, I don't care what anybody say, 2 become 1 was the shit. And that's the black. 2 sugars. Okay, let's talk. We're going to talk about the Jake Paul night.
That's what makes it entertaining and risky. If Tank wins, people will say, of course, he's the boxer. But if Jake lands something big, it becomes a meme forever. At a time when Tank's reputation is already fragile, one weird night in the ring could break it completely. Because here's the truth. Inside the ring, almost everyone, trainers, analysts, even former opponents, agree Gervonta Davis is special. Explosive. Calculated. Dangerous. But outside the ring? It's getting harder to defend him. The domestic violence accusations, the repeated arrests, they're becoming his toughest opponent. At this point, people don't just see a champion. They see a pattern. And if that pattern keeps repeating, it could cost him everything: fights, paydays, legacy. So what do you think? Should the fight on November 14th still happen or be cancelled until things are clear? Is Jake Paul exploiting Tank's downfall or just promoting smart? And can a fighter really be called the face of boxing if headlines about violence keep overshadowing the sport itself? The world will be watching to see what wins, skill or self-destruction. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more expert boxing breakdowns.